Hi everybody, I'm Justin Kennington with SDVoE Alliance, and today I'm joined by our old friend Keith Kennedy, Managing Director of ProITAV. Hello Keith, thanks for joining us.
Hey Justin, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good. I'm glad you're here. How has it been? We're at ISE 2022 right now. It's our first big trade show in over 2 years. What does that feel like for you?
It's fantastic. You know, this morning I was having breakfast, reflecting a bit on the last couple of days, getting ready for today. And I have to say that, you know, first of all, Barcelona is fantastic.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, the city's alive. Still learning how to navigate it, but you know, we'll get used to it. We're going to be here for a decade or so.
You can't navigate it. There are no taxis anywhere.
Yeah, I know. But we'll figure it all out. But I have to say that the Fira Gran Via is a fantastic venue. It's extremely easy to navigate, and you can get from one side to the other for meetings in 10 minutes.
I'll say it. I enjoyed Amsterdam a lot. I was worried leaving Amsterdam, a place that we knew and understood. Yeah. But to be in a convention center that feels like it was all designed at one time to be a giant convention center instead of cobbled together over 50 years.
I know.
It's a real breath of fresh air, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And you know, it's so funny, as you go in the old place, as you go from one place to the other, it's like you can see that it was completely different time, different eras, different contractors, different suppliers.
Yeah, maybe we could fit a building in here and then skywalk over to it. That'll work.
We don't need a building. The Hall 15 is going to be a tent. And it'll all be good. We don't need lighting or heat or anything like that in Amsterdam in February. No.
Yeah.
But you know, this is proof that our industry is thriving. That in-person events, no matter what your opinion of them is, they're important, and people are here to talk and to catch up and to build relationships, and most of all, to do business. The opportunity for business is tremendous, and we're all excited, and every day's been filled with meetings. You know, even the day before, I showed up Sunday, played tourists. I was going to do that again Monday, and I came here Monday morning to drop off some stuff here, which I'll talk about in a moment, and a couple of other places, and then I was going to go off and see a couple of other things. I didn't leave here till 6:30 Monday night because I just kept running into old friends and making, you know, new relationships and having great conversations, and it's fabulous. I cannot wait. And you know what? We've got Infocom coming up right after this, and it's just going to be more and more fun. I can't wait to see what the attendance numbers are on the show.
I totally agree with you. You know what a hermit I've become in the last 2 years. I live at the end of nowhere on an island. And,
well, you've let the hobbit hair on your feet grow out. So.
miles from anything, and yet they drag me out here, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, I remember, this is fun.
Yeah, it is.
I remember seeing people and talking to them. Like, it's nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You talked about your experience Monday, right? When of course there are only exhibitors in the hall. That causes me to think about your business, which is a little different than, I'll say, most people's here, right? As an ODM manufacturer, your job is to produce products that other manufacturers will buy, customize, or you'll customize for them, and then sell themselves. So in a room full of only exhibitors on Monday, that's a room full of customers for you.
Oh yeah.
Talk about how maybe you see and experience the show a little differently than a frontline manufacturer, if I can call it that, or than just the system integrators and designers that are here attending.
Right. Well, what I'm here to do is to talk to as many people as I can, understand what the trends are, understand what the business environment looks like, what our customers are looking for as far as technology platforms that we then build products on top of, what things we really need to focus on as major initiatives to make sure that we can maintain these relationships and build new ones. And I have to tell you that one of the biggest ones, and this is not going to be anything that's news to you, it's availability and supply. And everybody is challenged by this global part shortage and logistical issues and all of that. And I have to say, we're not without our issues. Everybody has issues getting parts. It doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, how small you are, what your connections are, what you do, but it's how you manage it, okay? How you look at the choices that you make in the parts that you use, narrowing your relationship with your suppliers so that you can be deep with them and important to them, anticipating things that are going to come up so you can design around them. We've had to redesign products to make sure that we're able to have microprocessors and Ethernet chips and things like that because they're extremely difficult to get. And thank goodness Semtech, stepped up and made the ASIC when it did, and is able to supply it to everybody because we've been building SDVoE products since before SDVoE. We go back a long way with you guys, and we built tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of endpoints using the FPGA, and we still make some today. We're in the process of transitioning people over to the ASIC, but we have them in stock, and for the customers that we're in transition with, I couldn't imagine what it would be like if we had to continue to really promote and build products based on an FPGA. So we wouldn't be able to do it.
Someone brought the point to me up that it was sort of like, duh, once I thought about it, but the challenge with relying on FPGAs is that because they're so flexible, because they can do anything,
everybody wants them.
Well, everybody, and that doesn't just mean ProAV, that means everybody in electronics, right? You hear about Ford and GM not able to buy parts. Guess what? They're in line in front of you for those FPGAs.
Yeah, and I think their volume is a little bit higher than our entire industry.
They've got some clout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's nice to have this ASIC that, well, I'm sorry, all it can do is SDVoE, that's it. So there's nobody else trying to buy it except people who need to do AV over IP in a high-end way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the timing has been good. Now that ASIC's been out for 2 years now. We haven't had the trade shows to go talk about it, but it's given us a nice period where now that we are here with an ASIC to talk about, there are actually many products now already complete and shipping built on it. It's not just, hey, here's a new chip, and a year from now, watch for some products.
Right.
Maybe you brought something. I'm going to bet those are ASIC based.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
don't forget to plug the book.
We will. I'll bring them up in a moment. But we started early on with you guys with the ASIC, and we have many different products based on all three of the variants. So we're fully supporting it in all the different forms that we can use it in, the different ways to design it, and we're constantly evolving as we talk to customers. Sure. So, since we support so many different people and what they need, and we have experience doing this with other products and technologies, we showed this at Infocom last year as mechanical prototypes, but here they are working and ready to ship. These are the world's first. Okay, and I know one of our other members likes to talk about first. Well, I'm gonna first up them.
Okay.
These are the world's first full AVP 2000 endpoints, transmitter and receiver. Okay, that have full feature sets. You can do HID. You can add the Icron ASIC if you want to. Okay. If you can get a hold of the Dante chips, you can add Dante to the encoder to. Put the audio on the network, all the control ports, everything you need, PoE. The transmitter is a switching device, so it has HDMI and USB-C. It will charge the plugged-in device.
A fellow was by here yesterday saying, and he spoke very little English, and all he could get out was wall plate, USB-C, wall plate, USB-C. And I said, I think there's one over there. I'm glad to know that
here they
that
are.
Was correct. That's great.
And so another thing is we make them in both form factors. So not only transmit and receive, but US and EU. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're the only ones in the world that do this. The only ones that do this.
Yep.
I happen, since we're in Europe, Barcelona's in Europe, right?
I have honestly no idea.
Okay, well, I thought it was in Europe.
They wheel me onto the plane, they wheel me off, they set me on this couch.
So I brought the European ones, hopefully we're in Europe. In Infocom I was going to bring the US ones. Maybe I'll bring the European ones too. But these are working, ready to ship. We have a couple of customers here that actually have them working in their booths.
Okay.
You can customize these to take ports out and do whatever you want to. And then the next thing, we're going to make some smaller ones, lower featured, using probably the AVP 1000 chips. So customers, if they want a smaller one and they don't need all the control ports and auto switching, they can do that. But guess what? Everything that we need to build this is in stock. and we can build these and ship these anywhere in the world.
Excellent.
And they're wonderful devices. They come with these beautiful wall plates, and the US ones do as well. So, and we have all kinds of other things coming out soon, you know, with your chipsets, and we're constantly working with you guys to come up with new ways that we can commercialize the technology. It's wonderful.
And I think you guys go well beyond not only SDVoE, but I think even beyond just video transport into other products in the the AV and presumably IT space.
Yeah, we do. We're a full service signal management company, as well as you know, unified communications. So we're involved in, you know, all signal management, HDMI, DisplayPort, even some legacy analog stuff. We have many different ways we can transport stuff on a network, point to point. We manage and transport and switch USB. We can combine them all together. We also make cameras, speakerphones, video bars, and because we do all that, we develop it all in-house. We can also incorporate a lot of the signal management know-how into what we do with cameras, speakerphones, and video bars that none of the traditional companies that are in this space can do.
Right.
So it's a wonderful time. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm happy to be here.
How can anyone watching this who's interested, a manufacturer, get in touch with you?
You can reach me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, or Facebook. Shoot me an email at Keith at ProITAV.us. Okay. And I'm everywhere.
All right. Is there anything else we should touch on? I think we covered a lot of ground here.
No, just want to know what brand of powder you use to cut down the shine on your forehead today.
I don't know. They just wheel me off the airplane, they sit me on this couch, and someone rubs my head.
Gotcha, because we've got to deal with that here. We're going to blind some people.
It's true.
Yeah, so thanks, Justin.
Thanks for joining us, Keith, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.